Wow, it's that time again. Welcome, everyone, one and all, to this, may I say, creepy, scary, spooky episode of the Laser Livestream. So much so that even in the opening, we had a few gremlins in the system. I saw a little, someone decided they were going to jump on my control panel. It might be a gremlin, it might be a cat, I don't know. But welcome, how you guys doing? You know what's going on. Every 2 weeks we get together, we chat all about laser systems, projects, safety, material. We look at what people have been doing for the last 2 weeks. And you know what? We're coming up to probably the second biggest commercial holiday celebrated all around the world. That happens to be Halloween. So we're going to take a bit of a woo spooky kind of theme feel to this episode right now. And welcome on board. I'm just so glad to see you guys. I've got to be you see, so much is going on. Maybe I'm the spooky thing. Maybe I'm the one who's having the problem. I'm not too sure. We'll find out. Welcome everyone. I'm sure people will be coming in as we start up for the Halloween Spooktacular. My name is Gil. If you haven't met me before, I'm pretty passionate as a maker, but I've been really concentrating and sharing knowledge and enthusiasms. If you know where that quote comes from, what film that is, put it in the chat room. Maybe I can throw you a gift or something with this Halloween thing. We'll work it out. But we've been sharing a whole lot of things about lasers and building a community. It is really kind of cool to be able to be here with you guys. I see the chat room's going off, so let's go to the chat room. Let's see who's around here. First of all, we see Mike all the way from Queensland. Thank you, Mike and Jen. And of course, the little Ellie who was dancing to the music, which I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's so much. It brings joy to know that on some level, a whole generation of families enjoying the live stream. That's awesome. Audrey's here. Into Macross AU. Let's go. I'm with you, Into Macross. You're new. I think you're new here. I don't think I've seen that name before. So Into Macross, welcome. Love it if you let us know where you're from in Australia. If this is your first time, welcome on board. Love it when I see you guys, and it is just awesome to be able to be here. So it's good to see you, Into Macross. We've also got Steve Munn. I'm thinking to myself, is that banjo playing funny Steve Munn? Is he a laser user? Does he like that stuff? We can collaborate, I'm telling you. Steve Munn. But either way, even if it's not the internationally famous comedian, welcome, Steve. Again, it looks like a bit of a new face here. Welcome to the Laser Livestream community. We love to see new faces here, and it's awesome to see you. He's saying hello to everyone. Mike is also seeing the oops. No, that wasn't an oops. That was spooky stuff that's going on. But thank you so much for acknowledging it. The cat. Yeah, absolutely. It was the cat. It wasn't me. It wasn't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we can turn the laser into a back-powered, unlicensed nuclear accelerator with neutrino wand and fix up the problem. Again, movie quote. You guys can pull it out there. Let me know. I think I'm going to throw out quotes here and there. We'll keep this fun. We'll keep it light today, especially. Stuart. Hey, Stuart. How you doing? Good to see you back here. Good afternoon, all. It's actually evening here, but thank you so much. Mike's asking, freedom in Melbourne. Yes, we're finally out of lockdown. So it is a good feeling, but right now you will probably hear a whole bunch of stuff going on. There is a electrical storm right above us. So you know, it's theming. It's theming on the Halloween thing. So if I happen to disappear, it's nothing to do with me. It happens to the gods are telling me to kill this live stream, but we're gonna keep going. It sounds like it's moved away a little bit. I was just kind of holding on to my breath. So we'll see what's going on. But yes, we are finally out. We've still got a few restrictions. They're gonna lift on Friday. Today's Thursday, so it should be tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's a great. I'm all in my head all about movies right now. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm working on something. We'll see. But there's a great quote out of Charlie Wilson's War that talks about the boy and the Zen master. And if you know that story, it's all we'll see. So I feel COVID's a little bit like that too. It's like everyone goes, hey, we're all locked up. Isn't it bad? And the Zen master says, yeah, we'll see. And then, hey, we're all going to come out of lockdown. It's, we'll see. So I think time will show everyone. So we'll see what's going on there. Darkly Labs. hello everyone, good to see you all back for another episode. Hey, Darkly Labs, is there a name behind that? Is that someone we know from Darkly Labs, or has Darkly Labs changed their account name? Either way, welcome. I've got a sneaking suspicion it might be Dominic, or it could be a whole bunch of people. I'm not too sure, but either way, it's good to have you guys here. We're going to talk about some of the amazing things that Darkly Labs has been doing for Halloween and for new laser users. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Inter Macross is up in Brisbane. Great. Good to meet you. I always love to know what people are making with their lasers. So Inter Macross, if you're not already a member of the Facebook group, I would love it if you would come and join the Facebook group and post your last laser project, because then I get to, it feels a little bit more personal. You know what I'm saying? Jen. Hey, Jen. The other part of the Team Mike and Team Jen. Mike Jen? Jenike. I'm going to stop that right there. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. It's good to be back here. Yeah, you missed the last one. We've missed you. I know you guys have been locked up in New Zealand. I'm so glad you're back home. It's nothing like being back home, that's for sure. Frank708 says, hey, all. Hey, Frank708. Good to meet you. Again, I'm thinking to myself, a little bit, that Frank might be a new member to the Laser Livestream. Frank, I'd love to know where around the world you're watching from. Welcome. If this is your first live stream, so glad you would join us. Thank you so much for shouting out and saying hello. I know it can be a little bit intimidating because people all around the world are watching. Now I scared myself. What's going on there? All right. Hi to all the new people, says Mike. This is great to see. Steve Martin says trains, planes, and automobiles. Not quite, but close. Kind of in that genre, I would say. But that's a great movie. I have a very good friend of mine who forced me to watch the whole movie. I'd only seen sections of it, and then I watched it. I was like, oh my gosh, this film's all about friendship. It is awesome. It really is awesome. So thanks so much. E3 1.21 gigawatts of power. We're going to have to, that's interesting. I think we're going to have to speak to Dominic about putting a Mr. Fusion on the back of the E3. That'd be kind of fun. A special edition. Maybe put some lights on the side. Maybe as you hit the button, it's kind of like it'll shoot out lights on the side. And, the laser head is moving at 88, no, was it 81? No, it was 88 miles per hour, right? 88 mils per minute. This is going back in time. Remember the Jurassic World sign? Oh, yes, of course. Into Macross. So Marcos. All right, I got it now. Marcos has been here before because we showed his sign. He did the Jurassic Park sign for his son. Perfect. Into Macross, Marcos. Great. Just connected it all up. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. It's good. You are a member of the Facebook group. That's awesome. I didn't know you were in Brisbane. I didn't realize you were local. For some reason, I thought you were around the world, but that's okay. I love Australians. That's why we do an Australian stream, and everyone's welcome. That's great. Darkly Labs is I'm sorry, it's I'm laughing because Dominic's like, shh, don't say things like that. Don't make the E3 thing a little harder. So that's kind of funny. Hey all, first time catching it live, says Paul, great to meet you. Love it if you could tell us where you are around the world, because we like to get to know people. The difference between the videos that I put out every week and the live streams are that we can have a live conversation, and that does change the way we actually put this live stream together. And I'm going to talk to you guys all about it anyway, but I love the interaction. So you know what? Welcome. I'm not sure why it's Darkly Labs. It's Dominic. Maybe someone was playing with your YouTube account. I got a feeling that might kind of happen. We'll see what happens. But either way, Dominic, great to see you. I got a feeling we may be talking on the live stream a little bit in the future. I hope you had a great day. Did you hear about the storm warning? The storm's right above us right now. But, we just got out of COVID, and now there's a big asthma warning for people who suffer asthma because it's been so warm and dry. There's this big electrical storm, and the last time this happened, a lot of people were having problems. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, if you're in Melbourne, just hang in there. Hopefully, I'll survive this live stream. We'll see what happens. Welcome, Paul, says Audrey. Malcolm says, hi from Gympie. Hey, good. Good to see Mal back here. You just got home. I'm very glad to hear that. I was in that film? Yes, you were, Steve Martin. Trains, planes, and automobiles. Still, my favorite scene in that one when they wake up and they're like, "Where's your hands?" And it's like, "Between two pillows." He's like, "That's not pillows." I'm laughing now. Maybe we're gonna do a movie. I'm gonna do a movie themed laser stream. I think we'll work this out in the future. I'm gonna write notes. Someone remind me. We're gonna do a laser live stream based on movie quotes and movie projects. I'm gonna invite everyone to go and make a little. Maybe they can make signs or little laser projects along the lines of their favorite movies. I think that'd be awesome. Jen Ike. See, Jen, it all works out. Darkly Labs, being my good friend Dominic, saying, "You're showing your age with these movie quotes." Really? I thought people would work that out, but we'll see what's going on. And Marcos is actually moving to Melbourne soon. That's cool, man. We can catch up and work on some laser stuff, and you can go and bother the people down at Darkly Labs. And you know what? Melbourne's not such a bad place, so we're looking forward to it. It's good to see everyone here. It is so cool that you guys have all joined us. It is amazing. Thank you so much. I do want to take a moment out. The Laser live stream has been really kindly sponsored by two amazing companies. They're really the reason why we're here, and that happens to be Darkly Labs, home of the Emblaser range. That is Dominic in the chat room. He is the brainchild behind the Emblaser range. So whether you've got an original Emblaser, which I actually saw someone selling one on Facebook, I was half tempted to try and grab it, but it was on the other side of Melbourne. The Emblaser 2, the Emblaser Core, or any other Emblaser device that's going to be coming out either in the near future or, a little bit later. I don't know. That's kind of weird. They are well worth taking a look at. A great diode laser that you can put in your office or in the classroom based around safety. Go check them out, darklylabs.com. as well as the amazing software that runs not only the Emblaser, but a number of lasers right across the board, and that happens to be Lightburn. Some amazing intuitive software that has allowed laser users to create and be creative a lot easier than having to work out technical stuff. I really do love Lightburn. It's something that I talk about a lot. I do a lot of videos based around the stuff that I've learned, and we've even had some amazing conversations with Jason, who runs Lightburn there. I want to thank both companies for sponsoring these streams. Without that support, it's kind of, I think people would be surprised at how much work and effort goes into pulling these things together every 2 weeks. There's a reason why we don't do it every week, but it is awesome. Spooky software, Frightburn. I like that, Audrey. I like that. And what else? Mike's saying here, show your movie reference project. My movie reference believe me, I've got a lot of movie reference projects. It's not going to be a problem, but we should definitely do that. That's going to be a theme. Maybe we'll do that in the new year. We'll see. That could be a lot of fun. Hey, Annette. And Jeanette. And Jeanette's here too. Welcome back, Jeanette. I know you were here last time as well. Hope you're safe. Hope you've had a great 2 weeks. Thank you so much for coming on board and saying hello again. It's awesome. It's like a community, and that's exactly what we are creating here with the live stream and with the Facebook group. I like to start these live streams for everyone who's new and even those who are returning. What's the intention? What are we here? What are we doing? Is Gil just like a megalomaniac with gray hair at his temples who just gets in front of a camera and just goes lasers? Yeah, maybe I could be Dr. Evil. No, it's something else. But what is the intentions of the live stream? So let's list them out. Our very first intention is to build an interactive, creative laser community. It is awesome. The community, the laser live stream community, is made up of all the people who join and share, and that is a main focus of the live stream and why we do this every 2 weeks. And we also want to support all laser users. It's not just people who maybe just use diode lasers. It might not be people who just use CO2 lasers, fiber lasers, laser pointers, laser disc players, CD lasers. I don't care what it is. If you use a laser, come on in and support laser users. And I do want to, normally I don't stop the intentions, but I do want to say that it's been interesting that I've gotten some feedback in the last couple of weeks where people were like, diode lasers, they're not real serious. Or that technique you're using, that'll only work on a crappy toy laser or something like that. That's not what we're here to do. While it's great to be able to give feedback and explain what is going on, just because there are multiple ways to be able to get to a result doesn't mean that one thing is not valid for another and vice versa. I have learned some amazing techniques and safety, knowledge, workflow from CO2 lasers that I apply to diode lasers and vice versa. I've been able to look at some of the fiber lasers. I wish I could play with one. Someone out there, go get me access to a fiber laser so we can add some of that in. But that works on a completely different principle, but you can get the same workflow and the same principles out of that. So you know what? We like to keep it positive. I don't believe in any sort of dumb questions. There are no dumb questions. If you don't know something, please feel free to ask, whether it's live, after the live stream, in the comments below, or even in the Facebook group. We're here to support everyone. And it's awesome. We learn, we support whoever is interested in this hobby, in this technology, in this style of making. Our third intention is just to share knowledge. I think I was just talking about that before, but you know what? We share knowledge. It is awesome to be able to learn something new and share it. We've even been able to get people in right across the board. A couple of streams back, we were talking to people from Nikki Norton's Facebook group, talking about engraving tiles, learning about and building upon their experience. That is awesome. That is all about sharing knowledge. It is what we do here in the live stream and in the community. And ultimately, we learn from everyone. I like this quote. I want to change it up a bit, but everyone you meet knows something you don't know but need to know. Learn from them. That is, I think, a founding principle, foundation to what I would love to be able to promote here on the live stream with everyone. Let's be safe. Let's share what we know, and let's make sure we're having fun along the way. And you know what? These machines are awesome. They're awesome. When I think about when I first worked with a laser, which was probably about 10 years ago, refurbishing a broken shell of a laser, and then, you know, what ended up happening after that, it was just kind of crazy. And then being able to, you know, this is well before diode lasers or lasers were, you know, something that you could use at home, right? And then getting my hands on the Emblaser 2, and that never left my side once I got a hold of it, and just went, wow, the things you can do. Because you know what? Whatever you learn, let's say on an Emblaser, you can take it to any other laser. That's what I like. That's why I got a little bit upset when people were saying, you know what, diode lasers, you know what? Difference between a surgeon's scalpel and a jackhammer. Both will cut things away. Maybe you have to use the scalpel a few more times, right? But the precision you can get on that, well, the jackhammer will break it too, but it'll leave a mess. So that's good analogy. Let's go back to the chat room really quickly. And Jeanette came in and said, hello. Jen's sharing with us that she loves Lightburn. Always something new and to discover, and such a great tool to create something awesome. I agree totally, Jen. You know, a few weeks back, I released a video asking the question, after Lightburn had a price rise, was Lightburn ripping us off? And you know, one of the things that I realized when I went and presented the case, they are always upgrading the software and creating new ways and new workflows to allow you to create and extend your range of the laser. Great example of that is print and cut. I'm a huge fan of print and cut feature. That was only put in, I think it was last year. It changed the way I use the laser. If I wanted to make a die cutter, if I want to make stickers and you know, die cut them, I would have to go and get a whole new piece of equipment, invest the whole bit. Hey, my laser can do it now. And not only that, I can push and pull that feature in many, many ways. If I need things exact, I just use the print and cut. Something that didn't exist for years when I was using Lightburn. Does Lightburn need to add it in there? Everyone was happy the way it was, but it shows you the longevity and the commitment that the Lightburn team have to make that software as user-friendly and accessible as possible. The Emblaser didn't change any hardware, just the software did, and that's awesome. I love that. Mallory's saying, yes, definitely thanks to Darkly and Lightburn. I agree. Audrey's saying hello to Anjanette. And Stuart also thanking Lightburn and Darkly, both legends. Absolutely, as far as I'm concerned. Mal's also saying, if it wasn't for the Emblaser core, I wouldn't have a laser. I'm blown away by its capabilities, etc. Sure, it doesn't do everything, but if it did, but it is doing everything I need at the moment. Mal, I haven't met a machine that'll do everything anyway. I'm gonna be honest with you. The closest I can find is like a PC. I call the PC or the computer an anything machine because every time you load a new piece of software, it does something else. You know, it's a virtual machine. Think about it. Every time you turn it on and it runs the operating system and you run a program or an app, it's like virtual cogs coming together to create another process. It's the only machine I know, and even that has issues. So there you go. So true, Malcolm. No way, worth every cent. I agree totally, Jen. I remember seeing the first thing you shared, Jen. You were going gangbusters now. Yeah. Again, one of the things that I love here on the live stream is to see. You know what? This is interesting because Jen's here live. Let's ask this question. I'm not gonna make assumptions. Half the time I'm here, I have to make assumptions for what people are saying or sharing. So I'm gonna ask Jen straight out. When you started watching the live stream and Mike got the laser and brought it into the house, did you ever imagine using the laser? Was by some chance coming and seeing the interaction on the live stream, did it make you feel a little bit more confident maybe taking those first steps? Now I'm not trying to spruce it up. If that wasn't the case, if you were going to jump in straight away, please let us know. I'm just curious because my personal intention for this live stream and what we do on Facebook is to empower people to try something new. So please, you know, Jen, we've known each other for a while now. You look me right in the eye and you tell me the truth. I'm a big boy. But I do know already that there are people out there who are trying new things, and you know what? That just makes me so happy. When I used to work at a public makerspace here, and my job was to empower kind of like the public to come in and try new things, 3D printing, lasers, the electronics, the people who would come back and try things and build upon what they learned the last time, I love seeing what they created, and I love to see their journey. So in a way, this is the same thing. So let me know, Jen. It's going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. We'll keep moving on. I want to explore the print and cut feature, says Jen. You're going to love it. Once you understand how that works, next thing you know, you're designing things, whether it's in Lightburn or in a different application. You can print stuff out. You put it in the laser. You line up those two little points. Bang. It uses the digital thing. Jen, if you haven't seen it before, there is a whole video, a whole walkthrough that I did when print and cut was first released, and it is awesome. The feature. Video, it's okay. But the feature is awesome. All right, let's keep moving. Let's talk about how people can get involved. It's so cool to hang out with you guys. I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away. How do you get involved? First of all, if this is your first time here to the stream, feel free to hit that subscribe button to support this project. If you, the more people we get following the channel, the easier it is for people to find this content. There are a lot of people out there talking about the same thing, maybe, you know, and more power to everyone who is sharing what it is that they love. I would love to be able to be one of those voices out there. That's what I'm working towards. So it would be awesome if you could hit that subscribe button. The other one is, you know, YouTube is all about feedback. So feel free to chat. I love having conversations with people during the stream. Do not be afraid to say hello. That is awesome. If there's something that I'm showing or talking about and you've got a question, please feel free to jump in there and ask those questions. I will always acknowledge what is going on. If you happen to be watching this after it's gone live, you can always email us at laser.livestream@gmail.com. That is the direct line to the Laser Livestream crew. And we do have a Facebook group, which is www.facebook.com/group/laserlivestreams. You're going to see a lot of names in the chat that you will also see in the Facebook group. They are, wow, we should call people. Lasers. We got to work out a term for us. LLers. No, we'll work something out. They are amazing members who are just out around to share and to help people. It is great. So feel free to get involved, and involved is about being part of the community. There happens to be two other ways that you can help. If you happen to get something either from this live stream or maybe some of the videos that I've shared around, and it's changed maybe a workflow thing or it's really helped you out, you can, if you are here live during the live streams, you can do a thing called a super chat, which is a small donation. Part of it goes to YouTube, part of it goes to me, and you know what? That's great. Or if you want to bypass that all around, or maybe you're watching the replay, there's a link below to a one-time PayPal donation. And let me just be upfront, everything that I get, and it's not like, you know what, I wish I could be all like, you know what, I'm making so much, I'm just going to quit my work and just do this full time, which would be a dream come true. But everything that is donated directly go straight back into the live stream. And in fact, one of the things that I've just done was I was able to keep a few donations, few of the return I get. Again, it's not terribly much from YouTube. We were able to get a secondhand camera, so I now have a camera permanently above the Emblaser 2, and I'll be using that for a lot of videos. And I'm hoping to be able to get a little bit of hardware here, so I can actually switch from this camera here to the camera that's sitting right there, and we might be able to even cut a project live here on the Laser live stream. So that's the plans. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Now let's go back to the chat real quick. Jen says never. I never helped her. Oh, okay. No. It was 100% your sharing that got me hooked. Thank you so much for sharing, for letting me know. The thing that got me was seeing others share their ideas and creations. I thought, well, if they can do it, why not me? I love that. You made me incredibly happy. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jen. Never would have joined in if it wasn't for the stream. I'm sure of it. Thank you so much. Very cool, Jen. Audrey says now as expert. Laserologists. I like that. Oh, Dominic. Oh, man. Ooh. I'm recording this. I was going to write it down. Laserologists. I love it. That is an awesome name. So if you're a member of the Laser Livestream, you're a laserologist. Awesome. Jen, hey, I don't know about expert. Definitely lots to learn, but thank you. You know what? Yeah, I know that term expert. What's it mean? You do you, and if you want to share it, and you want to, and I've seen Jen in both the Facebook group and also in the Emblaser 2 Facebook group, sharing links and guiding people who are starting out. That again to me is just freaking awesome. It's so good. I'm an expert. I'll give it a crack, says Mike, and Jen says love it. Laserologist. I agree with that. I think that's a keeper. Mal sharing with us. Same here, Jen. Seeing what others do, others share gets me thinking. I still trying different things as well, and some work, some don't, but it's all a learning curve. For me too, my friend. For me too. So you know what? Since we're talking about people sharing stuff, let's go through real quick what's going on tonight. We're going to start off with sharing some stuff really quick. What's on the live stream tonight? We got the Emblaser user showcase. That's where we show the work that's been done in the last 2 weeks. Maybe you get some ideas, maybe you get some inspiration to try something yourself. But then we're going to go and take a look at some Halloween-based projects. Then we're going to talk about something that I launched on the Facebook group, but I'm going to invite everyone who's watching now, and that is we're going to do a Secret Santa project where there's going to be a little bit more about this a little bit further, but let's go and see if we can turn the rest of the year around, send some good cheer to people, and yep, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, and then we're going to take a look at the good and the bad and the ugly of material. That's where we wrap up, where before we leave, we go and talk about another material that might be good, bad, or ugly for your laser cutter. And you know what? People, again, great feedback on that. So, it's always be aware of what you're putting in the laser cutter. That's what I say. Let's go and move on to laser projects. Let's go check it out. And the very first one is Alan Fox. This amazing image happens to be a laser scanned image on a tile. We've been talking about those for the last couple of weeks. Alan Fox's image is actually, I believe, a paper project. It's a photo, but if you take a look closely to it, it looks like I thought when I first saw this, I thought this was a paper project that someone had lasered and put together. It is amazing. The photorealism here is just awesome. And Alan shared with that with everyone on the Facebook page. Again, I would love to be able to get to this level of laser engraving on tiles. It is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. I don't know what else to say. It is awesome. Thank you so much, Alan, for sharing that. Boy, have you just raised the bar. I thought I was doing okay. Forget it. All right, let's see. We've also got another tile. This happens to be a tile that was also posted by Bosjan. And Bosjan, this is his very first tile. He saw some of the videos that were released in the last couple of weeks about laser engraving, so he thought he'd give it a go. And he was brave enough to also share. And I thought, you know what? It's it's cool, man. I love seeing this sort of stuff. I have no doubt that as Bosjan continues to practice this technique, he's just gonna hone it in. He's just gonna dial in those settings a little bit more. But that is incredibly usable. We've seen some amazing projects. And again, it's so nice to see people take some of the things that are being discussed, both here on the Laser live stream and on the YouTube channel, and giving it a shot and sharing. That is, man, that's the intentions in real life. It is awesome. We've also got Door came in before. This is an interesting image. I want to share this one. He's been doing some laser scanning work. If you look at this child's face, especially just under the eyes and around the nose, you can see some banding. And he actually posted this image to ask, does anyone know why this banding is going on? And you know what? I believe he kind of cleaned his rails. It was more of a movement. I know that I had an issue with my Emblaser 2 where I had some grit in between the wheels and the belts, and it was just shifting the belts, tightening them up a little bit as it was scanning across the image. So I did reach out to Draw and see whether or not that was part of the image. But you know what? It's very, very fine. You know, so if you're going to go hang out on some of the other channels, they will nitpick everything. Definitely room to improve, and definitely an opportunity to hone in and you know, do some maintenance on your machine, but still great results as far as I'm concerned. But then who am I? I'm just the guy in front of the camera. Morris also sharing some of his first projects here, and he did a cooking board. So it's like a real man steps up to the plate, but a better man cooks the meal. And again, you know what? It's awesome. Awesome to see these projects. Beautiful piece of timber as well. And you can see there, it is, you know, it's been engraved in lots of engravings, which is kind of cool to see exactly what people are working on. Now, Matt, our very own Matt Lee, who happens to be right in the chat room, was inspired by some of the things that he was seeing. Some people will add what they call a rotary attachment to their laser, so they can put things in like bottles or glasses in the laser, and what will happen is the rotary will actually move the object around, so you're engraving directly in. Well, you know what? I don't know if Dominic's around. Dominic, is there a possibility that there might be a rotary attachment to an Emblaser device? If that's something that you guys are interested, definitely speak up now. But Mal took some inspiration, went to his 3D printer and created kind of a stand for water bottles. And you can see here, this was his first attempt at a water bottle stand, and he was engraving, I believe, for a swimming team. He was making some prizes, and there you go. You can see over the week, he was able to actually perfect it, and they had to run out and go and get some more water bottles to engrave on. And you can see there, you've got the blue one on the right, but there was a gold silver water bottle that he was kind of like, I don't want to use that. I don't know if it'll come out well. And it looks fantastic. It looks amazing. So Mal, such ingenuity, you know, you don't need to have a rotary. You could actually go and create by placing a water bottle or a glass, and then actually doing the pass, doing that engraving, and then moving it, and then doing another pass. So it is I don't want to say it's a poor man's rotary, but boy, it's a great jig that you made. And I love the fact that you used two separate maker disciplines, a laser cutter and a 3D printer. Man, you know what? You get the vac former in there. You got the holy trilogy, as far as I'm concerned. That is a bespoke, a bespoke factory in your home. Dominic's saying we haven't had much demands for rotary attachments. Well, you know what? Maybe this is a great time to if you guys are interested in that sort of stuff, definitely speak up. But yeah, there you go. Mal pushing his laser a little bit further. We've also got this from Volta, and Volta, this is his first tile. So again, taking some of the principles, some of the things he's seen, and being able to use it here. I believe this is the Norton method, using some of the stuff that I had talked about in a video, and this was his very first tile, which is very cool to see. And again, you know what? If that's your first result, I'm like totally blown away by that. It is really cool to see. And it's an interesting tile too. It's not a square. Pentagon. Very cool. I wonder where he got that from. All right, let's go and see. Near also started moving away from some of the engraving stuff. He bought a box design on, I believe, Etsy. This was a cool box. This is just a wine box. that he made out of some oak and stained it. It was a great job, so I thought we'd share that as well. You can see the inlay, and I like the flip where it looks like the box is trying to get, the bottle is trying to get out of the box. Very cute. And again, something that you can do quite easily, so it's very, very cool. And Adrian, I don't know, is Adrian came in? I don't think Adrian's here. Is Adrian here? No, he's not. But he's still working, and he's combining what he's learning on Nikki Norton's Facebook group and sharing the results. And you can see already Adrian has just leveled up his game, incredibly with some of the results. There you go. There's the photo and there's the result that Adrian's getting. It is incredibly awesome. You know what? I just remember when he came in, it was just posting, trials on cork. Now he's spraying it with different paints and getting incredible results there. And we have one last one, and that's Stuart. Stuart is in the chat room, and he put together this amazing gift box. And I was wondering, since Stuart's here, I'm just going to ask him directly, were you inspired by another laserologist who shares to the live stream? I see a little bit of Elaine's kind of, magic in this box. And it was just, again, so cool to see a project like this, Stuart, where, you've seen something and might have gotten some inspiration and just made it your own. So this is a beautiful box, a two-layered box with messages engraved on the inside and names on the out. That is just a beautiful, beautiful project. And I have to share it. You know what I'm saying? It is an incredibly fun box. It is really, really cool to be able to see these projects, especially when people come in doing one thing and then they graduate to expanding it a little bit further with their knowledge and with their lasers. Let's jump back into the chat room because I saw quite a bit of movement, but I wanted to get through that a little bit first. Jen was asking, actually, we'll go back. Audrey was saying that the first image had so much depth to it. I agree. And Jen was asking, you asked, would you have ever joined on the on the laser if it wasn't for the live streams? To which I said never. Just to clarify, not saying I've never learned from you. Yeah, it's fine. Not a problem. Thank you so much, Jen. I knew you were teasing me anyway. But that's great. I'm glad to see that we've been able to inspire you to at least try. Audrey's saying such great tiles. Jen was also sharing that it was a great job to boast Jan. Tiles look great. They really do. It's so cool. Very clever. Dominic's sharing that he hasn't had many requests for rotary attachments. So I guess maybe that's not going to happen. But that's okay. Stuart sharing that it looks great, Mal. Top stuff. Mike sharing that he's got to use the tools you have to make up the rest. I agree. Mal did a great job with creating a jig to be able to hold the pieces together. So that was awesome. Malcolm sharing the original purple one was for my daughter. The Gold Rush one is for the 7 and Under Participation Award for annual swimming meets this Saturday. That is awesome. That is, man. You know what? I do that with a lot of Christmas presents. I kind of like try get on the laser and do something personal and inspirational with the laser. And I love to hear that you're using that for participation awards. That is awesome. Audrey sharing it's a fun box. Mal sharing the hardest thing I found was to get the bottles to fit under the laser head. 53 mil diameter. Found them in Woolies. There you go. Yes, indeed. Elaine is amazing. Yes, Stuart. You know what? When I saw you post that project, and I know that Elaine does watch these live streams. It's so cool to see a little bit of inspiration rubbing off from different members. It is great to see, and yeah, it's fun. It's really fun, and Audrey's sharing that it's so cool. Such a great gift. So it's awesome. All right, cool guys. Let's jump into the next part of this Halloween Spooktacular. Spooky, and we're going to talk all about Halloween. It is Halloween in 2 days' time, or 3 days' time from where we are. And Halloween happens to go back more than 2,000 years. And it actually started as a pre-Christian Celtic festival. I didn't know that until I did some research. And it was originally called Samhain, which means summer's end, which makes total sense because here in Australia, we're going into summer and it's celebrated, it's the crossings of spirits into another world, which, you know what? I'm like, wow, man, there's stuff involved in that. Now, people will go and light bonfires and get dressed up in costumes to ward off ghosts. This is, I guess, 2,000 years ago, this is kind of like their Ghostbusters version. They're warding off the ghosts, and trick or treating had been around since medieval times. Back then, it was known as guising, and children would ask for food or money. Here in Australia, they would hold you up, but that's another story altogether, especially if they were Ned Kelly. So let's go and take a look at some Halloween projects, and using your laser, you can actually prepare for the world's second biggest commercial holiday that's celebrated. So let's check out some holiday projects. Now, first one, I asked people, have they been making things for Halloween? And Laurie in the Facebook group shared with us some Halloween markers. What I love about this sort of stuff is that out of one piece of material, you've got two separate markers. And I love that. You know what? They were a lot of fun. She's got them up on her wall, and that was awesome. And our friends down at Darkly Labs, they're actually doing a 13 days of Halloween. Not one day is not good enough. They're going to do it for 13 days. And they're actually taking this opportunity to reach out to new laser users, beginners, and show them how to have a little bit of fun. We're going to look at some of those projects here. You can see they've actually made cupcake decorations using the laser cutter themed with Halloween, and that is awesome. This one blew me away. If I didn't know that this was created by the Darkly Labs team, I would have been, hey man, you know what? That's a commercially available trick or treat, door hanger. That is amazing to see, and really easy and fun to put together. The guys down at Darkly Labs also made these Halloween tea tree jars. These things are glow in the dark. Really, really clever work by the team. I mean, just so inspirational to see what you can do with your lasers. And these Halloween tea tree jars, I was inspired. I might have to make something like that. That is just really, really cool. And also Halloween earrings. There you go. If you want to take your Halloween vibe a little bit lower, but you still want to have a unique take in it, why not create your own Halloween earrings? And I thought that is kind of amazing. Now, part of Darkly Labs' outreach on social media is that they're going to actually be putting these projects on their website so that you can actually follow along and create these, learn a new workflow, get some inspirations out from that. And they've also been posting heavily on a number of the platforms. So if you're interested, definitely check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/darklylabs. They've got videos there. They're posting absolutely every day, and it's continuing until Halloween happens here in Melbourne. On Instagram, you can get them at instagram.com @darklylabs. At TikTok, man, does anyone here on TikTok apart from Dominic and the Darkly Labs team? I'm a little afraid of TikTok. I'm afraid people are going to say I'm too old. They already say I'm too old for YouTube. I don't know. It's the gray beard. I got to shave that off. But if you're interested, www.tiktok.com/@darklylabs. And of course, if you're interested in any of these projects, they are going to be posted at the end of the 13 days at www.darklylabs.com. Definitely go and check those projects out. Definitely go check those projects out. They have little montage videos to show you what they look like at the end, some of their creation projects. It is really, really cool to see them reaching out and being able to inspire people with these fun projects, especially if you've got a laser, you don't know how to use it. This is awesome to be able to go out and try a new technique or try something and get a great result. So hats off again to the Darkly Labs guys. I want to be invited to make some projects. Damn it. Come on, man. What's going on? Quickly, just before we move on, very spooky. So, Steve Martin is sharing that the Celtic in the land that invented the English language. It's pronounced Celtic as in kicking ghosts. Learn something every day. Very spooky, says Audrey. She's sharing with us that Mike made a tile recently and was disappointed and wanted to bin it. as we were having some issues with the lasers, so it didn't work out properly. I said, do with it, like, do what you like, but you should 100% share the photo. Jen, for until just recently, and it's only because I'm running out of power, and I'm just seeing as a weird warning on my camera, so I'm gonna have to quickly just go and jump back and take care of that in 1 second. I kept all my original tiles, all of them. I'm gonna just come back. Let me just go jump back to this. Give me 1 second here, guys, because I have to go and turn something on that I didn't know I needed to turn on. My camera. This camera that I just purchased may not be as good as I hope, but we will work it out. We'll work it out in 1 second. Now, give me a second to see if I can get what I need on. You know what they say? You know what they say here? The show must go on, no matter what. No matter what. Whoa! That did not do what I wanted it to do. Wow, look at this. Live streaming. Literally, live streaming. All right, we should be good. Let me see if I can turn this on. So, guys, as I said, there's the extended shout out to Darkly Labs. Those guys are awesome. Let me go and see what we're going to do. Great jobs, Darkly Labs, says Stuart. Wow, great jobs, Darkly Labs. Darkly Labs cake holders are great. Let's go back to the cake holders. Yeah, that's those ones right there. They are awesome. Wow, great jobs, Darkly Labs. Jen also sharing with us, it shows how much we all have moments like these. Yeah, and nothing's perfect when it comes to trying something new. Yep, if we only showed our perfect items, people like me would never get in on because the bar is too high. I agree 100%. One of the things that I like to do, let's see if this works. Whoa, it came back. Awesome. One of the things that I like to do, even in my tutorials, is I like to do them live and show sometimes some of the hurdles that I fall into, because if I'm going to do it that way, good chance that the audience member may try this the first time, get into the same problem, get discouraged. You know, for some people, they're like, hey man, you don't know what you're doing. For other people, they're like, thank you so much. I did the same thing with Lightburn and I was able to follow you and get it out of that. So that is awesome. Mike saying, I like the UFOs. Which ones? Oh, the UFOs. Was this the UFOs? Hang on a second. Those ones. I don't think there were UFOs in here, man. Oh, there you go. In the yes. Oh, I didn't notice it. In the earrings. Yes, there are UFOs. That's right. Pulling up cows. I like that graphic. I'm gonna have to go and pinch that when maybe I'll have to blow it up and make a sign on my door or something once that project is released. That is awesome. Awesome stuff. Dominic saying they're my favorite too. See, well, parallels, man. We're all linked up in the same way. I get the same feeling. I go to Instagram, but I feel too old for TikTok. Someone said the other day, they literally said to me, you're too old to be on YouTube. And I'm like, seriously? Jeez, man, that's harsh. Mal sharing with us, I need 22 bottles, Dominic. So I had to go to 6 Woolworths stores. All the usual ones, 500 ml are too big in diameter fit. Now, Mal, I got a question for you. You've got a Emblaser core. Can you remove the bottom and just kind of bring it up a little bit? That could be a problem when it comes... No, it shouldn't actually be a problem at all because you do have around 6 centimeters of focus depth. So if you were to use maybe playing cards or something that you can level the bed, you should be able to fit them in, those 500 ones in easily. At least that's what I'm thinking. I'm not a laser expert. I just play one on YouTube. And all the advice I give is freely. So we'll see what's going on. But that's something I would kind of think about. There's a place called Celtic. And then there's the Celtic language. Yes, very true. Steve Martin. Pronounced differently. Subtle UFOs. Nice. Absolutely. I missed it on the first time. That's what I like about your videos. Not edited to remove mistakes. Thank you so much for giving me that feedback, Stuart. It kind of, you know, sometimes people don't realize that if you can do everything perfectly, it does actually put people off. I like to be able to say to them, hey man, I'm learning as I go along and it's all good. Now, there is one more project. I was so inspired by the Darkly Labs team. I thought I would give it a chance. So I decided to make this. This is my jack-o'-lantern. My jack-o'-lantern was made in a number of pieces. And it actually, you know, I couldn't just leave it that way. I actually did this last night. I like these projects. You know what? Maybe I'll have to try out for making it Australia, crafting it. I should call it crafting it. But yeah, maybe I could be on the next one. But what this jack-o'-lantern actually has a flashing eyes. So I put my maker hat on, and said, how can I take this to the next level? And you can see there that the flashing eyes it kind of happens, and then if you turn it off, I actually left the LEDs open, so you'll see in a second what's going to happen. There you go. So if you're walking down the hallway, I hope that's going to be kind of scary. So that's kind of what I was doing yesterday to keep it into the Halloween theme. And there you go. You can actually see my my jack-o'-lantern pumpkin head. And I'm actually going to walk through this project with you guys real soon. I'm going to do this as a laser project to show you how I actually put this together. There are layers. I'm also going to go through how to paint it. I know that a few people were kind of like, how did you paint that? This is actually made all out of cardboard, same way that I made the sign. And we're going to go through using a few little maker secrets as to how to actually get this to light up and be spooky. I was happy with that. Don't know what you guys think, but I had to jump in there. I had to jump in. Maybe this will go to someone. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've got to make a few projects now for Secret Santa, so maybe this will be something that's going on. Oh, Dominic, thanks, man. I appreciate it. It was definitely something that I wanted to, I want to get my hand in this. It's very cool. It's a creepy pumpkin. I think it is. You know what? I was looking at some inspiration, and you can see what's going on there. I love like the fact that you can do that with the eyes. And in fact, you know what? You've even got options. So you can, I don't know if you guys can see, but you can just leave the eyes on without it flashing. Maybe the pumpkin gets really, really angry. I also like the fact that his teeth are totally white. The pumpkin looks like me. Shh. Give him the glasses. That work well? I don't know if I should be insulted or not. Thank you so much, Dominic. But yeah, there you go. Whoa! Someone just dropped me. So weird. I had a thought of removing the base, but thought it would make the whole frame not as secure, and as a result, move and vibrate with movement of the laser head. My toy is too new to do that anyway. You know what? That's totally up to you, Mal. I can see that idea. You know what? You can always just give it a try. If I remember correctly, when I put together the core for the video, I think it's only got 4 screws. So, it's an option. If you wanted to do it permanently, I'm sure you could make risers for it. But then again, you'd have to rise everything up, especially if you're using something that's thinner. Looks great, Gil. Thank you so much, Mike. You know what? It's it's flashing me slowly now. Look at this. It's scaring me. My head's not that small. Hey guys, I should give it glasses though. You're getting me a little bit. You're giving me ideas. You're giving me ideas. Now, Jeanette saying yes. They spelt. Sorry, Steve saying to Jeanette, they have spelling it the same, but the places are pronounced differently. So it's all about the Celtic language. I'm not an expert at that at all. It'd be cool to make something similar, but less scary for a laser light. Great design for a theme. You know what? You definitely, I think, Jen, you could do something like this easily as a nightlight. I don't know if this is so scary. When I go through it, you guys will be, I think, a little I took tricks. So I don't want to give too much away, but all the lines that you can see there, I'll go back to that photo there. You can see all the lines, they're all etched in by the laser. Didn't use a fill. Did not use a fill, because a fill would have taken 2.5 hours to have done. We did this in a lot faster. We're going to go, as I said, keep your eyes open. That project is going to come as a complete walkthrough really, really, really soon. Really soon. And Marcos likes the fact that Dominic's poking at me. Hey, Dominic. Laser challenge, son. Laser, you take your favorite. Oh, actually, you'll win. Damn it. Oh, okay. Maybe not. We'll work that out. We'll see what happens. All right. Let me share with you something that I would love for everyone to get involved with. And that happens to be the Secret Santa competition. No, it's competition. Secret Laser Santa 2021. This last year has been some of the hardest years for anyone around the world, especially here in Australia, especially here in Melbourne. We've been locked up a long time, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? I've got so many friends and so many people I haven't seen. how about we do a Secret Santa? And I realized, you know what? Why don't we do a Secret Santa within the laser livestream community? We can get all those laserpreneurs. What do we call them? Laserpreneurs? I'm not sure. Hold on a second. We got a word for it. I'm scrolling back now. What are we calling it? Laserologists. Let's get all the laserologists together, and we can create a Secret Santa. So if you're in, and I know quite a few people on the Facebook group said, "Hey Gil, I'm in. Drop me a line with your name, and we're gonna give you. We're gonna assign you once everyone says they're in. We're gonna assign you people to go, and you can be the Secret Santa to them. You can actually give them anything you want, really. But the cool thing is, it'd be great if it was a laser project. So maybe there's something that you have in mind, something you wanted to do. You know, I just think it'd be really, really fun. Maybe you've already got a project. Maybe you want to make something very specific for this person. We're going to give you their name and their mailing details, and a deadline to send that project. So hopefully they'll get it to them by Christmas. This is open to everyone. I'm hoping to actually make sure that if people are overseas, that they're close by, because I know that COVID's caused a whole bunch of problems with shipping and all the rest of it. So if you want to get involved, and whoa, I'm really not good with it. See, the gremlins in the system today. Drop me a line at lasers.livestream@gmail.com to take part of this project. Sign up's going to close on the 5th. We're going to do some quick work and quick turnaround so we can get everyone a Secret Santa, and then we're going to give a deadline. I think it's probably going to be at the start of December, so that gives you about a month to be able to make that project. And then we're going to share all the projects on the Facebook group. So when you receive a project, you can choose to either open it up there and then, or keep it till Christmas. But I thought, you know what, this is a great way to be able to support everyone. And I know there's a lot of people who come in here every single time we do the live stream and are very active. And I think it's just a lot of fun. And especially, you know, let's put some positivity and cool cheer back into the world. Because right now it's just been, I don't know about you guys. I mean, we're free here in Melbourne, but like, I'm like, you know, if I could find a beach somewhere for 3 or 4 days. Is there a budget? Good question, Jen. The budget's up to you, but I would think the rule is probably not a good idea to send someone a diamond encrusted laser something or other. Let's see whether or not we can do it, you know, within reason. I think probably, you know, $10 or $20 for materials costs would be kind of cool. But it's really up to you. So if you happen if you're matched with someone and you know them and you want to go all the way out, I know that in the past when I've done something like this, I usually throw in some candy and a few other things. So, you know, again, it's up to you. We're gonna have a rundown sheet of what we're gonna suggest, but ultimately it's up to you. Cash is probably not a good gift. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool, but you know, you use your laser flair, use your creative flair as such. So that's, again, the Secret Santa. This is open to anyone. If you're watching this on the replay, you can get in on this as well. You know, you will receive something, and hopefully you will get something as well. So it's really cool. Can you put the link in the description as I've forgotten it? Absolutely, Steve. I will definitely do that. It is not there yet, but I will, after we finish this, I will put the link below. And I will also post it on the Facebook group. So there's absolutely no problem. We'd love to have you a part of that, Steve. Steve Martin, maybe it's a banjo. I don't know. It's an age thing. Yes, it is an age thing. That's okay. That's all right. My memory too. You should see the notes. No, it's all good. All right, let's go. Let's bring this home. Let's look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's see if I can do 2 live streams in a row. Hang on a second. There you go. That's 2 live streams. And last time I did it, YouTube was like, you have a copyright violation. So it's kind of cool. You know what? It is Halloween. Halloween is all about kind of spooky, dark, nasty stuff. So you know what? There's only one material that I wanted to kind of shout out now that we've got new people in here. And that happens to be PVC, or polyvinyl chloride. This is the material of the week. This is a bad material. Do not put it in your laser. Polyvinyl chloride, otherwise known as PVC, has the potential to be one of the most dangerous materials that you can place in your laser cutter. This happens to be one of the seriously one of the most dangerous pieces of material you can put in there, because PVC is made up of chlorine, which happens to bond with moisture in the air when you cut it, when you atomize it, and that becomes chlorine gas. This material happened to be the thing that inspired me to go and talk about lasers, safety, technology, workflow. Just finding out that people had been putting objects that were used PVC in the first place was just one of those really weird things, because I was kind of surprised no one kind of knew what this stuff did when you kind of atomized it and burnt it in a laser. So PVC gas will actually not only destroy your laser cutter by attacking the electronics in the machine, but it can also harm the operator. And PVC is used in products like PVC sheets, pleather. If you've got artificial leather, always check before you put it into a laser cutter. Even if you know if it's sold as leather, sometimes it's pleather, or vinyl stickers, vinyl sheets. I see people who get super excited about putting vinyl in their laser cutter, and yeah, that is a no-no. Artificial leather also is made up of PVC, and vinyl stickers. So there you go. You've got a whole lot of different things in it that you don't want to be putting into your laser. And ultimately, if you haven't checked this out before, this is the video that kind of got me started on this. Never laser this. There's a QR code there. I will go through how to actually check your material using a thing called the Bellstein test. It takes about 30 seconds. You basically just melt a little bit of the material onto a piece of copper, then put it into a flame. If it burns green, the chlorine actually accelerates a chemical reaction. Do not go and use that in your laser cutter. Absolutely. So go check that out. I'm going to put a link below, but if you're watching this either live or on a replay, feel free to scan that and check that out. I think it's a 3-minute video, can save your life. I don't try to get too extreme with that sort of stuff, but the truth of the matter is, I get messages from people going, "Did you hear about that guy who put like this thing in his laser and ended up kind of completely, you know, doing the wrong thing?" It is kind of a weird thing. Hey there, hobby guy, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Good point. There is safe laser vinyl. It is. I know that Darkly Labs sells it. One of the things that I would love people to be aware of is to always check what is called an SDS, or a safety data sheet on material. It tells you what the material is made up of. Sometimes you can use it, sometimes you can't. In the last couple of years, they have been making vinyl that is chlorine free. Absolutely. Go and use that. But I think one of the dangerous things is that when people don't ask questions, they see vinyl, let's say sticker sheets going into lasers, they just assume, hey, you know what, I've got a piece of vinyl, or hey, you know what, I'm going to take the piece of vinyl that came with my Cricut or my whatever vinyl machine is, they put it in there and not being aware. Of course, there are ways you can do that safely, especially with laser safe vinyl material. Sometimes I guess the point I'm trying to make is when people see people doing things and don't understand what is happening with that, the vinyl sticker sheet may be laser safe, and don't ask those questions, they may go and repeat the same thing and maybe destroy their machine or worse. So that's exactly what we're trying to inform people and see what's going on there. All right. I know I've been springing this quite a bit, but we are going to have a tricks and tips from the community live stream coming up before the end of the year. If you have learned something, if you've got a tip or trick that can help other people in there, check it out check it out and share it with us. You can do that on the Facebook group, or you know what, you can just drop me a line at laser.livestream@gmail.com. That is totally the best way to be able to go and get involved in that. We've got some great submissions in here. My original plan was to share one every stream, but we've got such great stuff. We're going to dedicate that before the end of the year. So definitely go and check that out. And we love getting tips and tricks. And I know that there are some really dedicated laserologists out there who are doing some amazing work and also not afraid to share it. Guys, if you are doing some things with light burn, or if you are, working on projects and get caught up in things, I've been The virtual classes and the one-on-one tuition is open. Let me know. Again, drop me a line at laser.livestream@gmail.com. Did some great work with some people this last week. They were working on a project, just kind of got stuck with using Lightburn and trying to work out how to get the results they wanted to do. We got together, had a little bit of a session, and these guys are cooking with gas. So if you're interested in that, that is also open. And the last thing before we close down this live stream, this spooky version of the Laser live stream today, is we want to thank our sponsors, both Darkly Labs, home of the Emblaser range, and also Lightburn Software, for being able to make sure that, well, not make sure, but allow us to be able to come together all the time with the Laser live streams. They are awesome. Awesome stuff, guys. That is pretty much it. You know what? I was planning an hour. You guys know I can't keep it to an hour. I get so excited. We got to have chats. We got to go inspire people. So we're a little bit over. 20 minutes is not so bad. We've gone longer. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this Halloween spectacular version of theme. Had some great ideas for other live streams coming up. Hope you'll join us. Again, if you haven't done before, go and follow the link below in the description. Come along to the Facebook group. We love to be able to take this conversation off the live stream and continue it in between. I want to thank everyone who's in the chat room right now. They're cooking with light? Yeah, cooking with gas. Cooking. I see what you're doing, Steve. I see what you're doing. You guys are awesome. For all of those of you who have turned up for the very first time here on the Laser live stream, welcome. We are so happy that you are here and have joined our community. Please, again, feel free to continue this conversation going on in Facebook. For all of you all around the world, wherever you are right now, this is a challenging time for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're in Australia, America, Europe, even Antarctica. I was reading the other day has cases of COVID. Just stay safe. You know, make something amazing with your laser, and we're going to catch you all on the flip side in 2 weeks' time for the very next Laser live stream. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you on Facebook and all the rest of it. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you later. Go make something amazing.